I was wrong about the iPhone 17 Pro. I didn't think it would win me over this much, but I've been using it for the past 30 days now, and this is my full review. This was the first year in a long time where I didn't really feel excited after the new iPhone announcement. I mean, even before the announcement, I was looking forward to getting the black iPhone 17 Pro, but they decided to go with just blue, white, and orange this year, which I still don't really fully understand why. Like, if you look at my entire desk setup, everything's black, then there's my white iPhone. Anyway, that's a relatively minor complaint, and I have to say I've kind of come around on the white color, but we need to talk a little bit more about the design. Look, I've been a huge fan of the titanium frame and the frosted glass back since the iPhone 15 Pro, so I was initially pretty disappointed with the new aluminum unibody design. And to be 100% frank, the dual tone design with partial frosted glass back looked pretty ugly initially. After using it every day for the past month or so, I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss the iPhone 16 Pro's design, but it's also true that it's grown on me quite a bit. If you check out my iPhone Air versus 17 Pro video, you'll know that Apple decided to have all the premium design on the Air this year with titanium and frosted glass along with its thinness. And with the 17 Pro, they focused on designing the phone solely around maximizing function. Despite the 17 Pro being slightly thicker and heavier than the 16 Pro, the rounded edges and aluminum unibody make it feel lighter and less dense in the hand. I mentioned this briefly in my day in the life video, but I was a little worried after seeing some small scratches along the edges in the first few days. I mean, logically, aluminum's easier to scratch than titanium, but I'm happy to say I haven't seen any new ones or any that got worse. For most people using cases, this won't matter too much, but since I usually rock my Arc Pulse case that exposes the sides, I'll just have to be a little bit more careful. Quick side note, I'm also a little bummed that the aluminum unibody doesn't perfectly match the Arc Pulse's shiny metal. Anyway, I actually bought the Air just to see how much I'd miss that premium feel, and honestly, I realized that the triple cameras and better battery life mattered way more to me. So just make sure you know your priorities when you're choosing the Pro this year. I'll get to the new cameras in a little bit, but I did want to talk about the new improved battery. One of the reasons the 17 Pro got thicker this year is because they put in a 20% bigger battery, which is always a welcome upgrade. I've been averaging about 5 hours of screen on time with somewhere around 40 to 50% battery life left. I actually don't think I've seen it under 30% battery life so far, but that could be because I haven't really traveled with it. It now also supports 40-watt charging, which can get you up to 50% charge in 20 minutes, and this is from iOS 26 update, but I love that we can finally see the estimated time left to charge until 80% or 100%. I mean, comparing the Air and the Pro this year made me really realize that I don't really need my phone to be thinner, especially if I can get a better battery life. So the battery's been great, but I still like having a backup when I'm out filming or traveling. And lately, that's been this thin MagSafe power bank from today's sponsor, MoveSpeed. It comes in at just 0.3 inches thick, thinner and lighter than the iPhone 17 Pro, so it basically disappears in your pocket. And the magnets are super strong while packing a 5000 mAh battery that works with iPhone 12 to 17 models. And the aluminum finish keeps it cool to the touch and feels way more premium. It also comes in 3 colors, gray, pink, and white. I've been using the gray one, but the pink and white look pretty clean too. You get fast wireless MagSafe charging up to 7.5 watts or up to 18 watts if you plug in with USB-C. It has a built-in cooling chip, so a little warmth during charging is totally normal, and it can give you a solid boost from 15 to 55% in just about half an hour. And if your phone doesn't have MagSafe, they even include a magnetic ring, so you can still use it regardless. So if you want a slim, portable, and reliable power bank that actually looks good with your iPhone, check out MoveSpeed's portable charger, link down below. Now back to one of the bigger upgrades in this year's iPhone, the cameras. The main and wide-angle lenses practically remain the same from last year, but the telephoto lens got a huge upgrade to a 48 megapixel camera. It now has a 4x zoom lens compared to the 16 Pro's 5x zoom with a 12 megapixel camera. You'll see up to 8 times zoom on the camera app, but it's really a center crop of the 4x zoom and using software to achieve optical quality. I mean, overall, the photos look solid as you'd expect from an iPhone. More detail, less noise, even in low light settings at night, but I'm especially impressed by the video quality from the new telephoto lens. I saw from Tyler Stallman's review video on how cool it looks with the 8x zoom and action mode enabled, so I had my girlfriend try it on me. Honestly, the quality looks unreal to be from an iPhone, especially how stable it is with action mode. Now you can also shoot in ProRes RAW, which allows you to change aperture and white balance after recording, but you do need a fast external SSD to even film in that. What you're seeing here is just a regular 4K log footage, color corrected afterwards since I don't have an external SSD, and it takes up like 6 to 7 gigabytes of storage per minute. Anyway, one of my favorite features of this year's lineup of iPhones is the upgraded front casing camera with the new square sensor. I know it seems so minor, but being able to take horizontal selfies without having to physically turn your phone has been very convenient and useful. And on top of that, it now has an 18 megapixel sensor compared to 12 megapixel last year, with a noticeably wider field of view. I take a decent amount of selfies when I'm out and about, so the combination of wider angle and square sensor make it the best experience ever on an iPhone. Let's briefly talk about the improved performance. I saved this until the end of the video because it's one of those things that's going to be pretty hard to notice for majority of the people using the phone, including me. It's running the new A19 Pro chip with 12 gigs of RAM, so it's as fast and snappy as you'd expect, but in everyday use, it feels about the same or just not too noticeable. For power users though, the thicker body allowed for an addition of vapor chamber for the first time on an iPhone. And I've noticed that it stays way cooler than my 16 Pro, probably thanks to the aluminum build and that new cooling chamber inside. I did a very not so scientific test comparing it to the iPhone Air in my comparison video, and I noticed that 17 Pro stayed much cooler during benchmark testing. And from other reviews I've seen, being able to keep the phone a lot cooler means better sustained performance for everyday users too. And the screen can now hit up to 1000 nits brighter than last year at 3000 nits, so whether you're a gamer, videographer, or just a casual user of the iPhone, it's going to be a smoother overall experience for everyone. I think that pretty much sums up why my first impression of the iPhone 17 Pro was wrong, although I still have a few complaints. By letting the Air take over the premium titanium design, Apple was able to make room for the Pro to focus on pure performance. It's able to fit a significantly bigger battery, a vapor chamber, better telephoto lens, and a brighter screen, which benefits all users. I still do miss having a titanium frame as opposed to the aluminum unibody, and not having a black color this year was a huge disappointment. But ultimately, I realize that's not something that's going to affect how I use my phone every day. Let me know in the comments below if you upgraded to the iPhone 17 Pro and what your experience has been like. But that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye now.